I wonder sometimes whether people assume that because of my age I am no longer ambitious, I must be winding down, that I must be grateful just to still have a job, that I must no longer want more responsibility, more challenge, more influence, or more opportunity. But the truth is, I am still ambitious. Not in the loud, hungry, climb the ladder at any cost kind of way, but in a deeper way. I still want to contribute. I still want to be intellectually challenged. I still want to do work that matters. And yes, I would still like to be considered for roles that carry more responsibility. I know I am capable of more than I am currently doing. That is not arrogance. It is simply the truth that comes from experience. After decades in the workplace, you know what you can do. You know the problems you have solved. You know the conversations you have handled. You know the systems, the people, the politics, the pressure, and the patterns. And sometimes you can see very clearly that you are capable of operating at another level. I would like to do more strategic work, to have more of a leadership role. I would like to be in spaces where decisions are shaped, not just implemented. I do not expect to be simply tapped on the shoulder. I'm not sitting quietly at my desk waiting for someone to notice me. I have applied for roles. I have applied inside my organisation and outside my organisation. I have put myself forward. I've updated applications, addressed selection criteria, prepared for interviews, and gone through recruitment processes. On occasion, I've made it quite far, and then I've not been the preferred candidate. There could be many reasons for that. There may have been stronger candidates. There may have been people with more recent experience in a particular area. There may even be internal factors I know nothing about. There may have been things I could have said better, written better, or presented more strongly. I don't want to reduce every disappointment to age. That would be too simple. Age as a possible factor cannot completely be ignored though, because workplaces are made up of humans, and humans have unconscious bias. We all do. We make assumptions, often without realizing we are making them. We make assumptions about energy, adaptability, potential, about ambition, about whether someone is still growing or whether they have already reached their ceiling. And I do worry that at this age, people may look at me and quietly assume my ambition has expired, or that I'm past the stage of being developed, or that I am a safe pair of hands but not someone to invest in. That is one of the most difficult things about being older at work. You may still feel capable of growth, but wonder whether others can still imagine you growing. You may still feel ambitious, but wonder whether your ambition is now seen as inconvenient. You may still want to step into something bigger, but sense that the workplace has already decided what category you belong in. Reliable, experienced, useful, steady, but not necessarily future-focused, and that is hard. Because I am not done, not finished learning, not finished contributing, not finished wanting to be stretched. At the same time, I have to be honest with myself. When I look back over the past 10 years or so, I do wonder whether I've crafted my career as well as I could have. Perhaps I stayed too long in one role. Perhaps I became too valuable where I was. Perhaps I allowed stability to become a kind of trap. And perhaps I should have moved around more when I had relative youth on my side. These things are difficult to admit, but it is also true that career paths are shaped by decisions, timing, confidence, opportunity, loyalty, fear, energy, and circumstance. I made the choices I made with the information I had at the time, and some of those choices served me, some gave me security, some gave deep experience, some allowed me to become very good at what I do. But now later in my career, I see the cost of staying too long in one place. It can make your experience look narrow, even when it is deep. It can make your loyalty look like lack of ambition. It can make your steadiness look like stagnation. I'm not looking for a grand title for the sake of it. What I want is meaningful challenge. I want to use the experience I have built over decades. I want to be in conversations where judgment matters. I want to contribute at a level that reflects what I know I can offer, and yet I'm finding it difficult to be considered for the roles that interest me. That is the honest place I am in. Still ambitious, still capable, still interested, still applying, still learning, but also questioning whether the window has quietly narrowed. And perhaps that is something we don't talk about enough. Ambition does not disappear because someone gets older. Sometimes ambition becomes quieter, more thoughtful, less performative, less about climbing for the sake of climbing, and more about wanting the work to be worthy of what you have learned. It can look like wanting to mentor, lead, shape, advise, improve and influence. It can look like wanting one more meaningful chapter, not because you need to prove you are young, but because you know you are not done. And maybe that is what I want people to understand. I'm not asking to be chosen because I'm older. I am asking to be seen clearly, not through the idea that ambition belongs only to the young, because some of us are still here, still thinking, still growing, still capable of more, and still very much ambitious.